Question: what is the fastest, most effective way to lower proteinuria and creatinine levels in all the stages of CKD? So, there is one thing that, in my experience, works better than anything else in order to lower your proteinuria and your creatinine levels as well. This you see here is the personalized renal diet I have developed in order to recommend it to my patients. This is a science-based approach to the low-protein diet that I have found to be extremely effective, especially if you also add this supplement. More about it later on in this video. Catherine here, I'm a doctor in natural medicine. Now, the reason why this diet works is because it is a lot easier to follow than a traditional renal diet, and also because it's personalized for the need of the patient. But how effective is it, you may ask? Well, let's just say that this diet is based on a study in which the test subjects started to improve as soon as this diet was started. Yes, in a few weeks of a diet very similar to this one, renal function went from declining to improving. And you know what's the most incredible part? eGFR, as we can see, increased from 45 to 74 ml per minute in just 4.5 months.
Wow, that's amazing.
And that's just amazing. I mean, we are talking about a 64% improvement in kidney function. This isn't just a small gain, it's transformative. However, it's not even the most incredible result. In this paper, the test subject shown a proteinuria level that went from 414, which is very, very bad, to 26.8. That's a dramatic shift toward better health. And of course, the approach they use is incredibly innovative and extremely effective. Best part? These can be personalized for your very own needs. In fact, whether you're seeking a proactive approach to support your kidney function or you want a working way to improve even in the advanced stages, this personalized diet offers a path that's both highly effective and easy to incorporate into daily life. So, if you are interested in starting a diet that's easy to follow, tested and personalized for your very own needs, send me an email to Catherine@newhopeforkidneypatients.com and let's talk. I'm currently accepting new consultations, but slots are filling up quickly. Email me today and take the first step toward improving your kidney health together. I'll also include a link below in description so you won't have trouble finding me. Keep in mind that with CKD, wait and see what happens is never the right approach. Now guys, today I don't just want to show you how effective the innovative approach I'm employing is. I also want to show you how I can personalize this diet for you, and most importantly, who can follow this diet and who cannot. So yeah, a lot to talk about. Let's start with the most interesting part, the personalization. Yes, unlike the clothes at your local discount store, one size fits all, doesn't really work with the renal diet. So question, how is the renal diet personalized? Now guys, this diet you see here in my hands is, of course, just a draft. This bad boy needs to be tailored specifically to each and every one of you. And of course, all these diets are whole foods, plant-based, because we're not barbarians here. But hold on, this is not some basic vegan starter kit. No, Depending on proteinuria levels, diabetes status, potassium, body weight, blood pressure, and 100 other factors, the list of foods I recommend will change faster than a politician changes their stance during election season. No, seriously, it will change even faster than you can Google, do I have to give up bacon for this? And I'll give you some examples. Let's say you have high proteinuria as an example. In that case, some of your best food choices could include ginger and turmeric. In fact, studies show that consuming turmeric daily can significantly lower proteinuria levels. Actually, patients with proteinuria may be recommended turmeric even as a supplement. Another amazing food for proteinuria is flaxseed. This small seed is amazing as well. It protects the kidneys, especially in those with inflammatory kidney disease. These are often associated with high proteinuria, by the way. And there are studies showing that flaxseed can improve GFR in these patients. Now, let's say you have diabetes. How would I personalize your diet? The foods I may recommend would include stuff such as okra or ladyfingers. This food contains a special type of fiber that decreases sugar absorption in the digestive tract, leading to a more stable blood sugar response. Bitter gourd is also amazing. This is something you can find in Asian markets. Studies show that eating bitter gourd daily is like slapping diabetes in the face. Patients had a significant drop in body weight, HbA1c levels, and even managed to keep their kidney function intact just by eating this food. In short, the renal diet is not one size fits all. It's a meticulous, personalized plan designed to keep your kidneys as happy as possible. Just think of it as nutrition with a vengeance, a way to turn every meal into an offensive move against CKD. Now guys, another very important way in which I will personalize your diet is your need for calories. This can make a huge difference for people who need to fight diabetes. Let me explain. You think you know all about cutting back on sugar and carbs, but brace yourselves. There is more. A lot more actually. So yeah, if you have diabetes or need to lose weight, sugary foods are public enemy number one. We're talking candy, snack bars, energy drinks, cookies, fruit juices, and of course anything made from that beloved refined white flour. If it's sugary, processed, or comes in a wrapper with cartoons on it, it's gotta go. And I know none of this is groundbreaking news, but hold on. As I was saying, there is more. Here's the twist. There is a whole other category of foods that most people with diabetes don't even realize they need to avoid. And it's gonna be a shocker for some. Ready? Pure added fats. Yeah, you heard me right. Olive oil and oils in general, all of that healthy fat stuff you were told is good for you, butter included. If you've got diabetes, that's now enemy territory. Why, you ask? Because of the calories. Let me break it down for you. Those 2 tablespoons of olive oil you're dousing on your healthy salad, they're worth 250 sneaky calories. That's right, 250 calories you just chugged without even noticing. That's like knocking back half a Big Mac without even getting a bite of bread. Congratulations, you've just turned your lettuce bowl into a drive-through meal and without any of the fun. And yes, please, don't let anyone tell you that good calories don't count. Calories don't care about your feelings. It doesn't matter if they're from olive oil or sugar. Every calorie is a calorie. And they all add up. And if you didn't know, olive oil is much more caloric dense than basically anything else on earth. Yeah, sugar included. Remember guys, it's not where you are getting your calories from that makes you gain weight. It's just the amount of calories. Anyone who tells you otherwise is either lying or just plain clueless. And that's why if you have diabetes or if you need to lose weight in a sustainable way, pure added fats are banned. But don't worry, it's all in there. Now, let's say that on the other hand, you are someone who is underweight, alright? This happens a lot, unfortunately, because CKD patients in the advanced stages often suffer from nausea. Plus, being kidney disease associated with inflammation, many patients have trouble assimilating nutrients from foods. And you may understand that nausea plus malabsorption is a recipe for disaster. So, what are those foods people with advanced kidney disease and maybe nausea and lack of appetite should be focusing on? Well, when it comes to getting more calories per bite, your best friends are foods rich in fat, alright? Yes, the exact same foods that are banned for people with diabetes. Fat is more caloric dense than the other two macronutrients that are carbs and protein. So what foods would I include in the diet of a CKD patient that ask me to make them gain weight? First of all, olive oil, especially extra virgin olive oil if you can find it. This oil is super healthy as it is rich in monounsaturated fats that have strong anti-inflammatory properties. Olive oil is so powerful when it comes to reducing the inflammation. Its effect is comparable to that of certain NSAIDs when taken regularly. But of course, if you can't find or can't afford good olive oil, other types of oils, especially avocado oil or seed oils, can help as well. Even margarine. Maybe not as beneficial as olive oil, but if the alternative is literally starving because you just can't eat enough, well, go for margarine. Something else I usually recommend are nut butters. Almond butter is like the holy grail of nut butters. It's packed with magnesium, which is key for kidney health, reduces blood pressure, fights inflammation, and even helps with diabetes if eaten in moderation. Can't find almond butter? Peanut butter is ready and willing to help you out. Just don't rely on it too heavily since it's rich in protein and we're here for the fats. Oils are better for this point of view, no protein in them. Remember that for someone who is losing too much weight, malnutrition is the enemy number one. Anything that this kind of patient can eat is great, especially if it's caloric dense. Yes, there are patients that need the extra calories in order to survive. For these patients, not even sweets, sugary foods, and white bread and pasta are banned.
What?
And I know what you may think now. But Catherine, you say all those Instagram influencers are saying that sugar is inflammatory. It causes glucose spikes, diabetes, wrinkles, car accidents, inflation, and 20 minutes of unskippable ads.
Most people eat starches and sugars for breakfast. Or maybe they just have a coffee with sugar in it. If you create a big glucose spike at breakfast, it actually controls your entire day.
Yeah, that. Sure, sugar is more addictive than and it will control your entire life if you take one coffee with sugar. Look guys, this kind of misinformation is exactly the reason why you want to follow a personalized diet if you have CKD, alright? Not everyone is suffering from diabetes. Not everyone is on a quest to shed pounds. The advice of avoiding sugar is very good for a lot of people, but not for everyone. It can be very bad for some patients. I mean, imagine being afraid to add a tablespoon of honey to your smoothie because an Instagram influencer told you so and you weigh 90 pounds. Let's be real guys, some of these influencers will have you starving to death for clout. But remember, if there is one thing that's more important for your health than following Instagram trends is being alive next month. Speaking of which, the renal diet is your number one weapon against proteinuria and against the progression of kidney disease and against diabetes and high blood pressure. It comes with one big limitation, however, the risk for nutritional deficiencies. Now, this can be a big issue for some patients more than others. So, there are certain nutrients we really must be keeping an eye on when starting a renal diet. First, there is vitamin B12, no plant-based food has this vitamin. If you are not supplementing it, you are taking a big risk. Same for omega-3s. These fatty acids are essential and you can risk a deficiency when following a plant-based diet. In fact, while there are many plant-based foods that contain omega-3s, including walnuts, flax seeds, chia seeds, and more, this is not the same omega-3s you will get from animal-based foods. It needs to be converted by the body, and this is not an efficient process. So, just like for the vitamins of the big group, you will want to supplement omega-3s when starting a plant-based diet. By the way, don't take liver fish oil, cod liver oil, or anything like that. You only want a supplement of EPA and DHA, and that's it. Also very important, zinc, another nutrient that's hard to get in a plant-based diet. You can get some from foods such as pumpkin seeds, lentils, chickpeas, and quinoa, but the overall intake may still be lower than needed, particularly when bioavailability is taken into account. Not to mention that medications such as phosphate binders or iron supplements interfere with the absorption of zinc. What to do then? Supplement zinc as well, but in a low dose. Now guys, if you want to know everything about the vitamins you need, I talk pretty in depth about these in my recent video. It's up here if you missed it. But of course, the biggest risk here is protein deficiency or malnutrition. Actually, this risk makes all the difference between those who can follow a plant-based renal diet and those who cannot. Okay guys, do you remember I was talking about patients in the advanced stages of kidney disease who have trouble keeping their body weight on? Well, for those patients, a plant-based renal diet can be a big risk. They could risk malnutrition or not having enough protein and calories in their diet. Now guys, this is not very common. For most people, it is almost impossible to eat so little protein that your body will suffer from that as long as you eat enough food every day. It is possible, however, for patients that are not able to eat enough to suffer from malnutrition. Insufficient caloric intake can lead to the use of protein for energy, which is bad, alright? This is called protein energy wasting. This can reduce muscle mass, inflammation, and other problems. And this is exactly why you have to talk to a doctor before starting a renal diet. We can tell if a patient is at risk for malnutrition because their serum protein levels are going to be low. And there are two ways to solve and prevent this issue. First is making sure the patient is getting enough calories every day. Do you remember when I was telling you that for some patients, even margarine and sweets can be present in a diet? Yeah, this is the reason. Second way to avoid the risk of malnutrition is the use of this supplement. This is a special type of amino acids called keto analogs. So, what are keto analogs and how can they help us? Well, the reason why this supplement helps is because it has all the essential amino acids you will get from eating protein from your food, alright? But you know, taking a scoop of this is not the same as eating a steak. And no, I'm not just referring to the fact that this tastes more like chalk than steak. It's because this supplement contains amino acid, the building blocks of protein, but not nitrogen. Nitrogen is the main renal toxin we get from protein, and also the reason why CKD patients must avoid protein. So what happens when you remove almost all the protein from your diet and use this instead? You will keep your kidney function much longer and you won't risk malnutrition and any of the negative effects associated with a low protein diet. Yes, supplementing these special amino acids when on a low protein diet is a way to significantly delay dialysis in advanced stage CKD patients, as we can read. Now guys, these supplements must be prescribed by your nephrologist, alright? There are various brands and formulations. Each one of them has pros and cons that must be evaluated before you start taking this supplement. So yeah, no link in description to buy this, sorry about that, but I can mention a few brands, so you can research them if you want. Some of the brands that sell these amino acids include Fresenius, Albutrix, and Ketorina. Fresenius is the most used and most studied, but it is prescription only. Ketorina doesn't require a prescription per se, but you still want your nephrologist to approve the use of this supplement, alright? So consult your doctor if you think you need them, and consider sending me an email if you want to follow a diet that makes the use of these supplements effective. And if you want more info about how to beat proteinuria and CKD, my video up here is for you, and this is all for today. Thank you for watching. God bless you all. Bye-bye.